linemen always say that it doesn't make a difference who's in the game, you block the same way, you don't pay attention kind of thing. Excuse me. But with Chris Evans, it seems like when you guys would pull to your side and you'd get out in front, like you really have to get downfield pretty damn quickly, don't you? Because he's right
really
on your
quick.
back.
We have a lot of guys on our offense who are really, really quick. So that is one thing that you do have to get out in front and try to just get on somebody, because they're gonna try to make you right. And you saw that in a couple of the plays where didn't have a perfect block, like that one, Chris's first touchdown, didn't have a great chop block there, but he was just so quick that he was able to make it right. So
Go back to the front row on the left, Chris.
For Newsome again, you started some or played some as a true freshman. Did you have some words for Ben Bredesen, and what was competition with him like? What kind of a lineman is he?
I mean, he's gonna be a great player. I think he's a really good player right now. And definitely having that experience from last year and kind of being in a similar situation, I told him, just go out there and enjoy it and make the most of it, and don't worry, because we're fortunate here to go against defensive linemen who are some of the best in the country, if not the best in the country. So it's nice having that experience to know that the guys you're playing against in practice are every bit as good, if not better, than the guys you're going against Saturday. And then as for the competition, I mean, it was great. Competition only makes each other better, and he really pushed me throughout camp, and I think he's still going to push me. And I think it's great for me because I go out to practice every day and know that I have to earn a starting spot every day. So it forces me to get better.
Second row middle, John.
For both of you guys, and this is kind of what you've been talking about, but we saw some guys go down in the first game. Talk about the quality depth that seems to be available or that you're building so that when that happens, somebody can step in.
Yeah, we have some great depth at really at all positions. As you guys saw, some of the defensive line got bumped up or injured, but D-line is probably our deepest position. So people are just stepping in and filling spots. And that's really comes down to who the next man up. With all these freshmen playing, they're excited. They may get their chance if someone gets injured or hurt. So.
Yeah, that's definitely a great aspect of having a lot of freshmen play and having guys play early, is that they have experience, so that down the line, game 8, game 9, we have guys hurt. Those guys already have game experience, and I think we were pretty fortunate last year to avoid a lot of major injuries. But I mean, football's a violent game; you never know when someone's going to go down. So it's nice to have guys in the 2 deep and even in the 3 deep who have game experience.
Go back to the second row middle, Adam, on your left.
Question for both Grants. Just both of you guys having played early, how much benefit, I guess, is it for you to go talk to younger players? Because you mentioned, Grant Perry mentioned how everybody wants to play early, everybody's excited. Being in that position, how can you give them any advice or kind of guide them through it, what you did to be able to do that? Same with Grant Newsome.
Yeah, I definitely think I took more of like a kind of a mentor role this camp. Talking to all the 3 receivers that came in. Nate Johnson really took him under my wing. I told him what not to do, what to do, and I just warned him, like, it's real out there. It's not practice anymore. So you got to be sharp. You got to be on your game, because mistakes can happen and games can turn fast. So you got to be on your toes, ready at all times.
For both of you guys, without getting into specifics, when you play a defense like the one we saw on Saturday, how often do you guys go against the ones, and is that as tough a defense really as you guys have faced in your short careers?
I mean, for me personally, we saw some good defensive ends at the end of last year, some good defensive lines. Obviously, I didn't play against Michigan State last year, and they have a pretty good defensive line. But I mean, it's great. We have a defensive line and a defense in general that's very talented. And I think you'd be hard pressed to find a defense that's as talented across the board as ours. So it's really it's invaluable to go against them every day in practice. And I mean, I don't want to get into the conversation of our defense is better than the X defense, but we have a very, very good defense, and it's great for our offense to be able to go against them all camp and every week in practice.
Yeah, I agree with that. And he's talking about the defensive line, but even the secondary, it's second to none. There's some great athletes in our secondary. So just being able to go against them every day, it makes it a lot easier come game day.
We have time for 1 or 2 more if anyone still has a question. Okay, thank you for your time. We'll